Hi, my name is Lily.
And I'm Rachel, and today we are going to be talking about cults and what factors drive people to join cults. Before we begin, I wanted to pose a few questions. What drives people to join cults? Would you know if you were being recruited into a cult? What if everything you believed about your life was being carefully controlled by someone else?
So, what is a cult? A cult can be defined as a usually small group devoted to a person, idea, or philosophy. The term cult is often applied to a religious movement that exists in some degree of tension with the dominant religious or cultural inclination of a society. In recent years, the word cult has been most commonly used as a pejorative term, tending to have a negative connotation for a religious group that falls outside the mainstream and, by implication, engages in questionable activities. Many new religions are controversially labeled as cults. So you're probably wondering, how could someone willingly join a cult without realizing it? It's actually easier than you might think. In many cases, cult members are actively seeking out new recruits before those individuals even recognize what's happening. So, one example is psychological and emotional vulnerability. Many cult members experience anxiety, mood disorders, or addictions in the year prior to joining. Insecure attachment and emotional distress often played a role. Life dissatisfaction. Members reported feelings of emptiness, instability, and dissatisfaction, seeking personal development or spiritual fulfillment. Social influence and environment. Many joined because the group was already present in their neighborhood, workplace, or social circle, or they had family members involved. Social learning theory suggests they imitated behaviors they observed in childhood. Recruitment tactics. Cults actively target vulnerable individuals, students, those facing personal crisis, or people experiencing major life transitions. Recruiters frequent public spaces such as bus stations or airports or campuses and offer companionship, purpose, or a place to stay. Manipulative techniques. New members are subjected to controlled social situations where they are constantly surrounded by cult members, engaged in repetitive activities, and psychologically isolated from their previous lives. Psychological relief. Upon joining, members often experience a temporary sense of relief and belonging, reducing their psychological distress. Some even report decreased symptoms of depression or addiction as their cult involvement becomes a substitute for previous struggles.
These are some examples of famous cults. Charles Manson was a cult leader beginning in the late 60s that led his followers to commit several murders. He gained his followers through shared common lifestyles involving hallucinogens such as LSD. He preached to his followers about a future apocalyptic race war that would leave his cult in the overall power in the United States. Jim Jones led the cult People's Temple starting in the 50s. He preached about a just society that would overcome racism and poverty. Heaven's Gate was a group that was formed on the shared beliefs of seeing unidentified flying objects in the sky. The leaders forced the suicide of 39 members of the group on March 1997. For this project, we are focusing on the People's Temple cult. Like mentioned earlier, the People's Temple cult was led by Jim Jones. Jones used tactics of manipulation to recruit his members. Although he was a white male, he attracted mainly African Americans due to his vision of an integrated congregation. The church gained fame in the press due to accusations of mistreatment and abuse of the members, including children. Jones fled with his members to a settlement known as Jonestown. Shortly after, Jones manipulated his members to take part in a mass suicide by injecting or consuming a cyanide laced drink. Many of the members passively obeyed Jones. The few members that refused to drink the liquid were shot. This event led to over 900 members, including Jones, dying. After researching cult members, articles suggest that ex cult members do show signs of neuroticism, sociotropy, and PTSD. We were curious about which gender is more likely to join a cult. We observed in the Manson family case, Charles Manson targeted younger women, and in the People's Temple, they specifically targeted African Americans, causing us to speculate that cults target more individuals that are vulnerable. We also realized not all cults are destructive. Some religious groups get classified as destructive or immoral cults, when in reality they are not. It is mostly determined by the morality of the cult leader.
And then here's the literature used for this project. Thank you for listening.